Hey, what's up? It's Tati back with another review of Ring of Honor. We started off with a Pure Rules match with Josh Woods versus Eli Isom. They had a really great match that I really enjoyed. Now, I kind of already figured this, but I figured that Josh Woods would be next in line to have a title shot against Shibata. Shibata was actually one of the judges for this match, and they did a really great job. Now, throughout this match, Josh Woods was actually doing some of Shibata's moves, and he'd be looking at Shibata while he does his moves, and Shibata definitely took notice of that. Now, Josh Woods does take the win, and this is like the best match that he's had since last week. This is his third Pure Rules match that he's had, so I guess it was already a given that he'd be next in line. Now, after this match, Mark Sterling gets in the ring, and he's letting Shibata know that Josh Woods is ready for your ass. Are you going to accept or not? So Shibata comes in the ring, and they have a stare down. He holds the title up, and it's official. We're going to get Josh Woods versus Shibata next week for ROH. I'm pretty sure he's going to end up retaining, but either way, I think we're going to get a really great match out of these two guys. Josh Woods has definitely been improving, and it's great to see him get some opportunities. Next, we have Trish Adora versus Vita Von Star, and I'm going to be honest with you. It was whatever. It wasn't all that. Trish did win, but I have to say that I'm kind of feeling like, as a woman myself, some of these ladies, they act like they are afraid to get hurt, or they're afraid to come off really like hardcore or whatnot. Like, you see Athena come in the ring and she's just going ham all the time, giving you 110% all the time. And some of these other women, they just seem like they don't want to get to that point. So during this match, we would see them be really, really slow, taking their time. And some of these moves are not being executed the way they should, because it just seems like they just don't want to give too much. I don't know what it is, but I did not enjoy this. I've seen so much better from Trish, so this was disappointing. But we did have a really great match after that with the 6-man tag titles on the line. So next we have the Mogul Embassy versus the Iron Savages and Jack Jameson. And this was so good. I've been telling you guys that the Mogul Embassy has absolutely been improving. I really love what they're doing. They have so much more chemistry now that they've had a chance to have a lot of matches together. And I really enjoy them in the ring. And you know what? They could be a really huge stable within AEW and ROH if they, push them in a way like how you've been seeing with BCC. They can be a huge heel factor in both promotions. So I really hope we get to see bigger things from them. But this right here has been maybe one of my favorite matches that I've seen from them. I actually kind of wish this would have been their opponents on the Death Before Dishonor pay-per-view. Finally, they have opponents that are just as big and somewhat bigger than them. And I prefer seeing that other than them having opponents that are so much more smaller than them. So this was a really great match because we had all these guys that are pretty much almost the same size in some type of way, and they really came at them. And this was the first time seeing them in a ring with another trio. And you kind of feel a little bit worried, like, hey, these opponents look like they could take the titles from y'all. So I'm really glad to see a great match with the Iron Savages and Jack Jameson. They did a great job, but they did not end up winning those titles. But I really want to see a storyline going on with the Mogul Embassy. You guys see that now we have AR Fox part of the Mogul Embassy. So they're going to definitely be a threat in AEW and ROH. But they're going to have to really bring it with these stories so that people can really feel like they're seeing a legitimate heel stable in the company. So I'm really hoping that they have a lot of good creative ideas for these guys. They're all super talented. If you're going to watch the show, watch this match. Up next, we had Layla Hirsch versus Becca. This was more of like a squash match, kind of a little bit longer than typical. Layla's one of those girls that does not mind getting down and dirty, so I did enjoy this compared to the other women's matches that we had on the card. Layla obviously wins this match. We also have the Renegade Twins. They come back and forth. Like, we won't see them for like a whole month. They have one match, then they're gone for like a whole month, and they're back again. They were against Tiara James and JC Storm. Another match that I didn't really care for. Like I said, the ladies, they just, I don't know what it is. They need help. I wish that, they would have more trainers working with these girls. They really need to get down and dirty. That's what's pretty much missing with them. But we did have Athena with a Proving Grounds match. She went against Christina Marie, and Athena decimated her. Like, Christina had like no chance whatsoever. But I really did enjoy this. Even after the match, she continues to attack Christina. Now, earlier on the show, we have Athena doing an interview with Lexi, and Athena kind of have this thing where she bullies Lexi, and she's like, Lexi, you're not going to congratulate me for my win at Death Before Dishonor, and she's all being physical with her and whatnot, and Lexi just looks scared as hell. Athena's letting everybody know that, look, she's been there, done that. She needs some real competitors in ROH, and she's tired of going against girls that are like nowhere near her level. And to be honest, I totally agree. Up next, we had tag team action with the Kingdom versus Rhett Titus and Tracy Williams. They had a really great tag match, and watching this made me feel like ROH made the wrong decision with who ended up winning the tag titles at Death Before Dishonor. I know Aussie Open is definitely a favorite, and their favorite of mine too. But to be completely honest, the Kingdom have been putting in work since the very first episode, and they're there nearly every week. Yes, Mark was injured from Aussie Open. He had to have surgery. So then we had Kyle Fletcher doing some, singles matches or whatnot, and he's great in the ring as well. But I really feel like as far as who really deserved the title is definitely was the Kingdom, and they should have won. Every time they get in the ring, I have yet to see something that I have not liked. They're not my favorite tag team, but I do feel like they worked really, really hard. And honestly, the wrong team took the titles. Either way, they had a really great match here. They did defeat Tracy Williams and Rhett Titus, but it was a really great match. And I'm really hoping at least they'll be next in line for those tag titles. I can't wait to see what Aussie Open does with their title reign. Now, another thing I do want to mention here is that they're filming ROH either before or after Collision. I think it looks great that they're using a bigger arena to do these shows. However, the crowd is barely reacting. And it's not because they're having a bad match or whatnot. It's because ROH is only available for people who pay for it or people who know where to go watch it for free. So I'm going to say majority of the people who are there for Collision are not watching ROH and don't really know what's going on. So when they don't really understand what's going on other than just seeing the matches itself, I think it takes something away. And also, if they're filming before the show, then there's not a lot of people there. So you're not going to get a lot of crowd noise or crowd participation. So unfortunately, I feel like the show kind of suffers from that. And ultimately, I still think they need to go back to Orlando to have it at Universal Studios. Because I think that in the long run, it'll probably work out better for them. So next we have Samoa Joe backstage with Sotley Hathaway. Sotley is letting everyone know that there is a Ring of Honor TV title eliminator tournament. And they're just announcing on the show, but I wish they would announce this like on social media or whatnot, because people might want to be interested in watching this. So I didn't know about this until literally during the show. And they had some of these matches during the show after they had announced it. So while he's talking about this tournament, Lexi asks Stoltly if he's giving special treatment to Samoa Joe. And Samoa Joe basically grabbing on his neck like, no, he's not giving me any special treatment, when really he actually is. He's scared as hell of Joe, who isn't. The thing is that Joe needs some competition, and he might as well have nothing to do and let other people fight for the number one contendership for the title. So in a way, we do have Samoa Joe really calling the shots, but Stoltly is the mouthpiece in all this. And honestly, I like where they're going with this because Joe is absolutely terrifying. So the first match in this Eliminator tournament we have Christopher Daniels versus J.D. Drake, which was one of the best matches of the night. People sleep on J.D. Drake. He's really, really good, especially for a big guy. And I wouldn't say he's full of muscle, but he does not let his weight get in the way when he's in the ring. And he's so, so good. Unfortunately, Christopher takes the win. Now, I like Christopher too, but to be honest, I was more impressed with JD in this match, and I would have liked to see him advance on to the next round, but Christopher Daniels takes the win. This is definitely one of the best matches. He does hit a best moonsault ever for the win, but man, JD has really been impressing me lately. Next, we have Big Bill and Lee Moriarty. They're still a tag team, and they're going against Primal Fear. And this was kind of quick. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't really interested in this at all. But Big Bill and Lee Moriarty takes the win. Now, we do have another TV title eliminator match, and that's with Tony Nese and Cheeseburger. Oh my gosh. First of all, the crowd, they love Cheeseburger. He is so much smaller than Tony Nese. Tony Nese, he wins this match and he puts a lot of beat down onto his Cheeseburger, but everyone is really cheering for the underdog in this situation, and Cheeseburger actually does a really great job here, but you know he's not going to take that win. So far we do have Christopher Daniels and we have Tony Nese, who are advancing on to the Eliminator tournament. I don't know what other matches they got going on in the upcoming weeks and how long it's going to take. We do have two more matches. So we have Gravity versus Anthony Henry. Oh my gosh. Best match of the night. Absolutely. Gravity and Pac last night, I didn't care for. But tonight with Anthony Henry, I've been telling people about Anthony Henry. This dude is so talented. He has no business being in a tag team with JD Drake. He needs to be doing singles competition. And they tore the house down with this match. I guess you could say Anthony Henry is more adaptable with different styles, maybe compared to Pac. And he just worked really well with Gravity. They had really awesome chemistry together. I love this match so much. But Gravity took the win. Oh my God. This is Gravity's third match with ROH. And I kind of wasn't expecting for him to just automatically be advancing in this tournament. I would have loved for Anthony Henry to get the opportunity. But man, they do so well together. I wouldn't have minded if the match was like maybe 5 more minutes longer. They did so great together. But you know, Gravity takes the win. I'm cool with it though. But next we also have Shane Taylor versus Serpentico. Y'all already know Serpentico ain't gonna win. Actually, I think he has the worst loss record in AEW, period. I forgot what the number was. I would have to look it up, but we knew he wasn't going to win. I thought this was literally going to be one of those squash matches that was going to be under 2 minutes, but they probably went like 5, 6, 7 minutes with this, which surprised me. Shane Taylor did take the win. Shane is the one that I wanted to win against Dalton to go against Samoa Joe at Death Before Dishonor. So maybe they might do that with this tournament this time. Either way, the tournament is moving kind of fast because they had 4 matches so far. They're probably just going to have the semifinals in the next episode. So either way, I'm cool with the people that are advancing. If Shane Taylor wins this whole thing and go against Samoa Joe, I'm pretty sure we're going to get a really, really great match. Now for the main event, we had the Trust Busters versus Dalton Castle and the Boys. It was okay. The crowd was behind it, but I can say I've seen all these guys do much better together. This match could have actually fell somewhere in the middle of the card. I think it would have been better. I would have definitely put Anthony Henry and Gravity as the main event because they did such a really great job. Either way, Dalton Castle and the Boys take the win. I don't know what happened here, but a few weeks ago, the Boys had a really amazing tag team match. And since then, we haven't really seen them, you know, having the best matches. Not because they're not great, but I just feel like sometimes they're just not with these right opponents or whatnot. last week they had like a squash match where they got decimated in like less than 5 minutes, and then this week they're in the main event, but with the Trust Busters, it really wasn't all that. Either way, I would not have ended the show with this. Great show, honestly. I really was kind of expecting more. Okay, let me not say expecting more. I was hoping for more because this is after a pay-per-view. I really, really hope that they somehow get Ring of Honor on TV and not for people to pay a subscription for it, because I think that in the long run, that's going to hurt the brand, because people who watch AEW would be interested in watching ROH, since a lot of things are similar in terms of same wrestlers that are over there. And obviously it's just wrestling and they want to see that. So I really hope that we get to see it on TV. I don't want them having a subscription for this to hurt the brand. Well, not the brand, the promotion. So hopefully they do something else where more people can watch it. If they do have a deal with a streaming service later on this year, AEW, I really hope so, especially in time for All In and All Out. That would be great, and ROH can benefit from that too. Either way, it's a great episode. Let's see who advances for the World Television Eliminator Tournament next week. Guys, thanks for watching my review. I'll be back tomorrow with Rampage. Bye.